and welcome to the Nightly News brought to you by St. Rose Television at the College of St. Rose. I'm David Meister, and alongside me today is Katie Klimacek.
Thanks, David. This week in Nightly News, we will be covering Albany's Race for a Cure, an upcoming comedy show, National Depression Screening Day, and an opportunity to get into the Halloween spirit.
This past weekend, Albany had its 22nd annual Susan G. Komen's Race for a Cure for breast cancer and other women's cancer. Hundreds of runners and survivors came together as a family and took their place at Empire State Plaza to make their way through Albany. 75% of the money raised will stay in the Albany area, while the remaining 25% will go to research.
The St. Rose Comedy Club, Creative Apes, will hold its first show of the semester at 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday in St. Joseph's Hall Auditorium. The club specializes in improvisation, sketch comedy, and stand-up comedy. The title of the show is Are We Famous Yet? Admissions to the event is free for all students, and there will be opportunities to buy raffle tickets for a chance to win a Yoga Bow beanbag.
In observance of this week being Mental Illness Awareness Week, the St. Rose Counseling Center is holding a Depression Screening Day open to all students from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Thursday at the Counseling Center in Madison Hall at 947 Madison Avenue. A screening can help people who are concerned they might suffer from depression and related mood and anxiety disorders. A screening can take between 5 to 10 minutes and is completely free and confidential.
The Student Events Board and Late Night Committee are partnering up to offer an opportunity to help students get into the Halloween spirit. A trip to Nightmares at Liberty Ridge Farm on October 15th. The trip is a chance to check out 7 haunted attractions, with the newest of the 7 being a 170-foot deep mine shaft that visitors can explore. As you descend deeper into the mine shaft, each layer offers an even scarier environment. Sign-ups for the trip will become available online starting Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Tickets for the trip cost $5, and payments will be taken at the SEB office on October 11th and 12th during office hours. Students who sign up for the event will leave for the farm at 5:45 p.m. on October 15th after meeting outside of St. Joseph's Hall.
Halloween is quickly approaching, and people have definitely started getting into the spirit. Sightings of disturbing-looking clowns have been seen in the capital region. A few people have reported that they have seen a creepy clown wandering around an apartment in Clifton Park and have filed reports to the police department. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but residents are worried that soon enough someone is going to get hurt by these tactics. Late last night at approximately 11 o'clock, the North Colony School District became aware of an online threat to Shaker High School in Latham, New York. The threat was posted from a clown Twitter account and was similar in nature to the clown threats that have been reported in national news during the past week. The police determined that the threat was not credible. Although no actual crime has been committed yet, the Saratoga and Colony police departments have stated that anyone who sees these clowns or any unusual activity should report it immediately.
Wow, that's awful scary, especially as we get into the Halloween spirit. But now let's go to Theodore Stabile, SRTV's unlicensed meteorologist, to take us into this week's weather.
Thanks, Katie. I may not be licensed, but I have a good heart. Here's this week's forecast for you. Fall has officially taken summer out back, but the weather's telling us a different story. As we start off with Monday with cloudy weather, yet a high of 68 and a low of 54. Then as we progress to Tuesday, the worst day of the week, of course, it's going to be mostly cloudy, but with a high of 69 and a low of 47. Then we move on to Wednesday, where it's going to be beautifully sunny with a high of 71 and a low of 45. Move on to Thursday, it outdoes Wednesday by being even hotter, with a high of 75 and a low of 47. Move on to the end of the week on Friday, where it's again going to be sunny and beautiful with a high of 77 and a low of 48. That's it for this week's forecast. Namaste.
Now let's get into this week's Gridiron Rundown. Bengals and Dolphins. A.J. Green had a big day, 173 receiving yards and a touchdown as Cincinnati wins 22-7. Colts and Jaguars in London yesterday. Jacksonville gets its first win of the year as they hauled off Indy late 30-27. Titans and Texans. Will Fuller returns a punt for a touchdown as Houston wins without J.J. Watt 27-20. Redskins and Browns. Cleveland loses again and is 0-4 in the year. Washington improves to 2-2. Final score 31-20. Seahawks and Jets. Ryan Fitzpatrick throws 3 interceptions as New York loses again 27-17. Patriots and Bills. New England is shut out at home for the first time since 1993. 16-0. Buffalo wins. Falcons and Panthers. Cam Newton exits early with a possible concussion as Atlanta capitalizes on his injury. They win 48-33. Ravens and Raiders, Baltimore loses for the first time this season, and the Silver and Black win, improving to 3-1. Final score 28-27. Bears and Lions, Chicago nets their first win of the season as they beat Detroit 17-14. Broncos and Buccaneers, Broncos quarterback Trevor Siemian leaves the game in the second quarter with a shoulder injury, and yet another rain delay in Tampa Bay, similar to last week. Denver holds on 27-7. Rams and Cardinals, Arizona's quarterback Carson Palmer left with a concussion in the fourth quarter, and Los Angeles improves to 3-1 on the year for the first time in 10 years, winning 17-13. Saints and Chargers, New Orleans completes a crazy fourth quarter comeback. After 2 fumbles by San Diego turns into the go-ahead and winning scores, Saints win 35-34. 49ers and Cowboys, Dallas comes back from a 14-0 deficit to beat San Francisco thanks to a touchdown by Ezekiel Elliott and 2 by Dak Prescott. They win 24-17. Steelers and Chiefs, Pittsburgh avenges its worst loss in 27 years last week with an emphatic win over Kansas City as Big Ben Roethlisberger lobs 5 touchdowns. They win easily 43-14. And on Monday Night Football tonight, we have the 2-1 New York Giants taking on the undefeated Minnesota Vikings in Minneapolis. And that's all for the Gridiron Rundown this week.
Wow, thank you, David. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's Nightly News. I'm Katie.
And I'm David.
Coming up next is St. Rose Fireside Chats. Stay tuned.